Vasha Venkers.
Hola, Vengas.
¿Cómo estáis?
Está bien, baby. This was a fun weekend. This was a fun little weekend. I know that you feel confused. I know you feel lost because because this was a complicated one because there's lots of tire strategy. But you know what? We're going to figure it out today on the pod. But you know what? It was a fun one. There was a lot of shit going down.
It was rich. It was nutrient rich.
That's right.
There's a lot of vegetables in this one.
Yeah, kind of like our sponsor, AG1. Look at that. That's the way to plug, dude. Yeah, it was good. So much went on.
There was some movement. I mean, Max obviously won.
Yeah.
There was other developments.
Who gives a fuck? He's as Issa, our Gen Z intern, pointed out in her video, Max being P1, everyone else, P2 is now P1, okay? Yeah. That's
Lewis
true.
Hamilton, congratulations to Lewis Hamilton for winning this race.
That's right. Congrats to Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes for winning this race. Congrats to Carlos Sainz for putting it on pole. And it was a big week. Not a great week for who everyone wanted it to be a good week for, even though we did it. We wanted it first for Fernando Alonso. Not a great week for him. But you know what? He ended it with class, and he ended it with style, and he ended it by putting Lance Stroll in his fucking pocket like he does every week. Even if he was going to lose to him this week, he said, "I'll put you in my back pocket where you belong, bitch."
Yeah, even when he lost, he won.
That's right. He's like Jared Mencken in Succession. He goes, if I lose, I want it to be very characteristically positioned as a win. As a huge win. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying today.
He wanted him to know that, like, I've lost, but I could have won.
Yeah.
I could have won if I wanted to.
Yeah. And everyone was doing this, like, all this math around Alonso, why this was, like, his destined win. Can I just say that I found the math to be annoying? Can I just say...
a bunch of nerd shit.
Just a bunch of...
Numerology.
Shit. Yeah.
People who like practice numerology, I mean, that is like, I'm already pretty much asleep when people talk to me about astrology.
Yeah, sure.
But when they get into the numbers of it all, I completely, my whole brain shuts down.
When it's like, 6, 4, 23, that's, oh my God, that equals 33, and it's the 33rd percentage of the races that it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso doesn't need, like, your number game to win a race, okay? He just needs his strategy team to not fuck up the call, and he needs Aston Martin to get their upgrades together because there's a fear right now that Mercedes is going to eclipse them and that all of a sudden, that Aston Martin had their little day in the sun, but it might be looking a little bit more tough for Aston Martin as the season continues.
I'm not as quick to panic. Everyone's quick to say, okay, these upgrades that Mercedes brought, now Mercedes has leapfrogged Aston Martin. And I would say we don't know that yet because Fernando Alonso damaged the shit out of his car.
Yes.
And we don't know where Fernando would have been if he hadn't have fucked up the bottom of his car. They were saying, he had fucking duct tape on his car.
Yeah.
And they did the best they could to fix it. I mean, even Lance Stroll. This is a great moment. They interviewed Lance Stroll after qualifying. They're like, so how does it feel to beat your teammate? He goes, well, he had massive floor damage, so I don't really think I beat him.
Yeah. And he took it easy on me at the end and actively didn't employ his DRS for the last 10 laps of the race. So I don't know if I really beat him, but hey, here I am.
Yeah, and Fernando, it was great when Fernando goes, it's no threat.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're not a threat for this race, but you're posing like an existential threat to the Stroll family.
Right.
Because it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to like overtake him in this race, but like this is creating a massive problem because... What's the point, Jenny? Can we get the what the point difference is these days? These days.
Never my way.
Yeah. That's why I'm singing. I've been out walking. Wait till you see my wait till you see my setup. It's so much better than Brian's setup.
No, I sent. That was me.
I don't do too much talking these days. Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so can you just write them, Jenny? Because I've already forgotten what they
Lance has
Lance 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because Alonso has 99 points and Lance has 35.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I forgot, someone did a video about this. It was the average point spread, even in a Perez situation, is nowhere near this bad. You know what I mean? This is like, even when you're like, oh my God, Perez is going to get fired.
Yeah.
Perez is doing way better. Yeah. Perez is 117, Max is 170. Everyone's like, oh my God, Perez should be humiliated.
Yeah.
And that's like not nearly as bad as 35 to 99.
Yeah.
So
no, it's kind of, it's hilarious that he presents this kind of like Big Brother vibe, but like he's presenting the career killing kind of results this year.
It's family killing. It's family just beyond career killing. Here's the problem though. Is I don't know if like they're like, oh, he's the boss's son, so he's got 100% job security. I don't know if Lawrence Stroll is got 100. It's like 100% his money.
Right.
So at what point, if I'm an investor,
right.
If I put millions of dollars, if I pour millions of dollars into a company, and I'm like, wait a minute, so we're losing to Mercedes now because. We're leaving like 50, 60, 70 points on the table, which is ultimately tens of millions of dollars. The difference between, second and third place, which is this is between second. They're talking about second and third place.
Yeah, let's be clear that Aston Martin has 134 points and is now losing to Mercedes with 152. Okay, so now Aston is down by 18 points to Mercedes.
And this is when they needed to have run the score up. This was like these first 6-7 races is when they needed to build a gap. Because now it's Mercedes learned how to putt. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
ooh, Mercedes put a side pod on their car after being stubborn about it for a year and a half and not really learning from their mistakes. But now they get to take credit and say, we learned from our mistakes, yes. And once we have a goal in mind, nothing is going to stop us, yes.
No, the thing that's bailing them out is the fact that they have Lance Stroll in that second seat.
Exactly, yeah.
Because they might have been able to hold him off. So what we really need to see is where Fernando finishes when he has a normal weekend.
Right.
Because he was out of position and all that.
Yeah.
And I really want to know where the threshold for pain is with this Lance Stroll situation.
Well, no, you bring up a really good point. It is the fact that like there will come a time where the people around Lawrence Stroll will say, okay, something's got to change here. Something's got to give because like this is now hurting the brand and the product of Aston Martin.
And the bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all going to make less money because of this. So how much do you really, how much are we really doing this thing?
How much do you love your son?
Yeah, it's like, how much are you willing to put aside because you like, you're my number one boy. You're my number one boy.
Yeah, and then like one of the investors just looks at Lance and just goes, I don't think you'd be good at it.
Yeah. I love you, but I can't fucking stomach you. I can't stomach you, Lance. I can't do it.
It's
we're fucking bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. You're bullshit. I'm bullshit. It's all nothing. It's fucking nothing, man.
It's a tough.
No, but that's what Fernando Alonso does. That's what he does. He destroys people. He kills people's careers.
But he's doing it with such a nice vibe now. It's creepier.
It's so creepy. Everyone is like freaked out by it. I mean, Brundle and Crofty are like, wow, look at that. Look at what he's doing. And everyone's kind of taking it on face value, but like when you come at it from that angle, it becomes a lot more ominous. It becomes a lot more Game of Thrones. Littlefinger. Let me help
He's got
you.
nothing to worry about.
Right.
He's got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, no one's taking his job away.
What's crazy is, like, does Fernando have more job security than the guy's son?
Absolutely.
Who owns the team?
Even though Honda's coming in and Honda, I mean, Honda's going to be taking over their engines, right? Honda's going to be providing engines to Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And Fernando Alonso had his relationship with Honda when he was at McLaren and Honda came in. The engines were a nightmare. And he very publicly talked often about how bad talked wild shit about Honda.
GP2 engine.
Yeah, he said that it was a GP2 engine to the point where he was actually blocked when he went to the Indy 500. They wouldn't let
the cars were blocked to him.
Yeah, he couldn't drive a Honda car because Honda said no, not this fucking guy.
He is my hero. To be so talented.
Yeah.
That, like, literally he's burned so much. Let's go through this, okay?
Yeah, how many bridges he's burned.
He fucked McLaren. They took him back.
Right.
He fucked Honda. They're like not
he did Crashgate.
He did Crashgate with Renault.
Yep.
They took him back at Alpine.
Yep.
And I'm sure. I mean, he burned bridges with Ferrari.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be curious to. I mean, he's like Ferrari. Ferrari.
We know a little less about the specifics of that, but no, he's like everywhere he goes. There's like a comical explosion man walking away without looking at the explosion. That's what he does. There's just explosions
cool
behind.
Guys don't look at explosions.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's crazy is that the abused partner takes him back.
Yes.
Because the dick is that good.
Yeah, that is true. Every team is dickmatized so much by Fernando Alonso that despite everything, they always take him back. McLaren took him back, Renault took him back, and now Honda's going to take him back. Because when the dick game is that good, you can't say no, baby.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they're hoping that by 2026 he'll just have become a fossil. But,
yeah, right.
But I doubt it. It. I think he's like, oh, we're going to become a works team. We're going to have our own engine, and we won't be, Mercedes' little brother anymore.
Right.
I'm sticking around for that.
Yeah, 100%. There's such good old man strength going on in F1 right now. I mean, Lewis is fucking driving great, and Fernando is fucking doing it as well. Like the two of them are really kind of like.
Yeah, all these young bucks are so like mistake prone.
Yeah.
You got Russell, who's great but mistake prone. You
got
Leclerc, who's just a ball of neuroses.
Yeah, we'll get into him.
Are they just online too much?
Maybe.
Like, you need these guys. You need these old guys who are just like kind of they what do old they just have they grew up with Nokia phones,
right?
And they're not online.
Yeah,
and they just kind of show up and exist in our presence,
right?
And
they can just be in a room, be in a room, just sit in a room.
They repress just the right amount.
Yeah, right.
Like they're not like our fathers who are just complete. Just what the hell is? They don't even know what's going on.
Right.
But they're not just like so hyper aware of their feelings and like having meta feelings about the feelings.
Yeah.
Like because I think our generation and younger is like stuck in meta feelings.
Yeah.
Like what are my feelings about my feelings?
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like Lewis and Fernando probably are the right level of like repressed and evolved. That right balance.
Yeah. There is a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot.
You could be too evolved to the point which you're just completely not functional.
Right. That's actually the beauty. Honestly, that's the beauty of Max, is because Max is he was raised by someone who is so repressed, and he obviously is repressed in his own ways, but he's also like still Gen Z. And he's like, you know what I mean? Like there's an element to him which is like he is kind of aware of himself. He's aware of his shit. He is self-aware, but he's also
Gen Z is canceled out by the fucking boomer vibes of Jos Verstappen.
Yes. I mean, Lando's like that. Obviously, Lando had a good qualifying. Had a fucking just shit the fucking bed turn one, made an emotional move there, an aggressive emotional move that ultimately fucked his race. Not that they maybe would have had that much pace anyway. It seemed like they actually only had 1 lap pace. But anyway, hold on. Before we get into the rest of this, we got to thank our daddies of the pod, baby. We got to thank our daddies: Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Henry Essericht, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Luano Galbano, who was at the Spanish Grand Prix. Shout out, who also she got the tattoo of the track on her forearm because that's dedication.
With or without the chicane, Luana?
I'm actually not sure if she got it with or without the chicane. Luana, let us know if you got it with or without the chicane, because everyone's talking about how no chicane made the track that much better.
Yeah.
Even though I was like, why? But now I feel like I understand why. Anyway, Ali Santana, Carla Warlow, Kimberly Whalen. If you want to be a daddy of the pod, go to patreon.com/TRFpod and get that weekly shout out, boobies.
I just think you kind of have to be out of your own head.
Yes.
To be a great racing driver.
Yes.
You know what's interesting is in the NFL they have this thing called the Wonderlic test.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an IQ test kind of for athletes.
Yeah,
and they think, and what they've sort of talked about excessively is they're like, okay, there's like a minimum you want to be in the Wonderlic test.
Right.
You want to be above a certain, you can memorize a playbook.
You can
read.
Right.
And all these things. But the guys the quarterbacks who score like off the Richter scale in the Wonderlic, it doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you just have to be able to process information quickly and kind of have a gut. Like the quarterbacks who are too in their own head, who are too cerebral, they suffer.
Totally.
That's what Kevin Magnussen was talking about, Jolyon Palmer. Like Kevin Magnussen in his book, he talks a lot about how Jolyon Palmer was very analytical, approached everything very thoughtfully and just drive, instinctually.
Right.
Couldn't. So I think there's a sort of these old guys. They're kind of they're more they use the force.
Yeah. Well, think about that. Think about what Joseph Newgarden said. We talked to Joseph Newgarden, winner of the Indy 500. You can check out that episode. But he was talking about how he's done the Indy 500 12 times, and then this year he didn't do all the homework. He wasn't poring over every strategy decision. He wasn't poring over every piece of telemetry that he could. He was like, I know what to do. I've done this enough times that I can just throw away the home. This is what they say, and this is like the classic annoying thing that they say to actors is that you do the homework. And then on the day, you throw it all away. And that's kind of what you have to do. Because if you're sitting there thinking about, every single piece of data information, then all of a sudden, you're not actually being present with what you need to do.
Well, I remember we watched something, I think it was something about Fangio. We watched a documentary about Fangio.
Yeah.
And they talked about in the old days, racing was mostly an art. And guys who brought a little bit of technicality to it.
Right.
Were great. Like guys like Fangio who were like, what if we set up the car this way? What if we approach corners this? Guys like McLaren, right? Technical guys in the old days. Guys who approached it with a little bit of a scintilla of science.
Yeah. Nowadays, that was Nicky Lauda too. Nicky Lauda was that.
But nowadays they say racing is mostly a science and the great drivers add a dash of art. And I think, the guys who are who can just have a bit of razzmatazz, a bit of who go with feeling. I mean, Peter Windsor was talking about this, how a lot of guys were having trouble with their warming up their tires. And I think what they talk about is how Max is really good at shortening his corners, right? And that's his superpower. Is he's able to shorten the corners, kind of like how Vettel would V his corners.
Yep.
But what Max did this time was he realized if you shorten your corners, that's going to affect. You actually want to take the corners longer because that's going to
warm the tires up.
And Peter Windsor is always he's always watching how short Max's corners are.
Yeah.
He was Max was taking longer corners in Spain because he knew instinctually that he had to change his driving style to get his tires warmed up.
Right.
And it's that sort of ability to not be so rote, to just kind of go with the flow.
Right.
Anyway, it's just an interesting thing about him is that he's just kind of able to adapt like that. And the best drivers are able to adapt. Like, look at, here's a great example of that. Fernando Alonso. I mean, that's incredible.
Right.
How he's just able to I don't think anybody thought, he's taken time off. He's all these different regulations. He went from Alpine to an Aston Martin car and he just dropped in. And what's crazy to think about is like everyone thought, when Lance Stroll's wrists heal up, he'll catch Fernando Alonso. And it's like, no. Fernando Alonso is just getting better and better and better.
Right.
It's just his ability to just, because Lance has had way more time in the car when you think about it.
Right. Yeah, let's talk qualifying. This qualifying was fucking fascinating. This qualifying, everything got shook the fuck up in qualifying. First off, we've been on kind of like these. This is the first road course that we've had in a bit. We've been
like a standard track.
Standard track, yes. Yeah. So, which is what they were saying. That's also part of why, like, there was a lot more about the tires. That there were more that they degrade more in these tracks than they do like on a street course, because it's like you're taking those fast corners a little bit more, and so the tires will degrade more. Which is also
I think they also repaved a few of them.
Right.
Yes. Less degradation.
Yeah.
So this one hadn't been repaved, which we like.
Right.
So there's more degradation. Sorry,
which just threw some shit into the fucking
mix.
Threw some shit into the mix. And then, everyone was spinning off in Q1. De Vries, Tsunoda.
Off the same place twice. And I kind of liked what he said, which is like, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
Like a moment of like vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like I want to improve.
He was like, "What the fuck, man? Why does that keep happening?"
Why does this keep happening?
But he wasn't alone, so it was like I saw that, and because I watched it after the fact, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, fucking De Vries," and then I was like, "Oh no, everyone was kind of spinning off there."
Alonso, and it was kind of like there were wet spots. I think Alonso hit a wet spot. I mean, that's the thing about Lewis and Alonso.
Yeah,
it's like who never makes mistakes. It's like Max. That's the thing. Like we just go back real quick. Max, you never see him make you never see him like make an unforced error, really.
Yeah.
Almost
certainly in the last few years. In the early years, obviously he did, but not anymore.
Well, that was more like contact, like being aggressive. I'm talking about like you're qualifying or you're just driving and you just fucking lose it.
Right.
It's like Max, Lewis, and Alonso. I mean, Lewis will lose it these guys will lose it in practice, maybe because they're trying to find the limit. But
they're actually finding the actual limit in practice. Not in the actual, not when it's crunch time. But I mean,
and
the big story, but we'll get to fucking him because he might be my red flag of the day.
Okay.
The big story. Few big stories, but one of them is that Charles Leclerc P19, dude.
Well, they brought these big upgrades.
Yeah.
And I think they fucked his up somehow.
Yeah. Something.
And I think something's wrong with his upgrade.
Even though they looked at the car, he was like, something must be broken, is what he said after. And then they were like, they couldn't find the issue. They haven't said what the issue is yet. Now, there is this conspiracy theory about Santander. That Santander, they're a Spanish bank, that they want Carlos to do well, that sometimes maybe they push their agenda, and you know what? Let's just run with it and have a little bit of fun because it's probably not true. Our feelings don't care about your facts. It's kind of telling that in Carlos Sainz's home Grand Prix, all of a sudden he winds up on pole because Max Verstappen doesn't count.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what Charles said after the race. They said, Charles, what happened today? He said, I don't have the answers for you now. All I can say is the left-hand corners were undrivable. The right-hand corners, the feeling was similar to this morning. Something off the left-hand corners. No grip from the rear tires. This morning's condition felt good, so there's something off. But they can't tell what is off. We still don't have a real diagnosis for, like, why the fuck he had absolutely no pace on quali. Because that's Charles's day.
Yeah.
But P19 is shocking.
That was crazy.
And even during the race,
I mean, if there was a conspiracy, if I was Santana, I'm like, get him like P12. This is like too much.
Yeah. Yeah, they overplayed their hand.
Yeah,
people are gonna be looking into this shit, man. Like, what
it's
are you
like
doing?
Office Space where they try to steal like a cent at a time, or like and they end up stealing like $100,000 like right away.
Right. Yeah, this is what I always say. You have to cheat well.
Yeah,
you have to cheat to the point where people are like just curious enough, but not so curious that you're raising alarm bells. You can't if you're a D or C student and you want to change your test scores, you can't all of a sudden start giving yourself A's.
Yep.
You got to start getting with some B minuses. Build your way up to, oh, wow, he's really doing something.
Make the teacher think that they're helping.
Yeah. make everyone think that it's really you're the one doing the good job.
Exactly.
So, yeah, if Santander, they kind of showed a little bit too much of their cards, and they actually, fucked with our boy Charles today. But then it's like, then the Ferraris on race day had no pace either, because Charles was kind of nowhere.
He couldn't make his way through.
Couldn't really make his way through, and then Carlos,
the fucking Haas's.
And then Carlos, was like, clearly the Mercedes. He was like, "Oh, I have no shot against the Mercedes. Can you please just protect me against Sergio Perez? Just protect me against Perez, guys, please."
That was unbelievable. It was like when he was like, "I have the exact quote written here. Jenny just cut this. I have the exact quote written here." Signs writes. Signs doesn't write it. Jenny, sorry. He goes. Signs radio's in. Find the best way to beat Checo. Give me the best strategy to beat Checo. And Ferrari's like, okay. That'd be like if I called Brian. I'm like, Brian, I want to marry Gisele Bundchen.
Yeah.
Come to me with a game plan to marry. It's like they're like, bro, you're not. It's not happening.
Well, he's like, come on, Ferrari, do something. Like, do something. I'm out here.
Put something in their computer. There's got to be. It's like a credit card. It's like, run it again.
Right.
No,
right.
your credit card's declined.
Chat GPT this shit. Throw this shit into AI because you guys aren't fucking
Ferrari
cutting it.
Should jab Chat GPT.
Dude, Ferrari needs Chat GPT as their strategists because, Javi. Cause you know why? Because Javi ain't fucking doing it, dude. Yeah. Javi ain't cutting it, but you know who might? Mr. Jupiter. Mr. Jupiter might cut it. Hey, do a two-stop strategy. Hey, get off the softs. He's not good on the softs. Get on the fucking mediums. Read the
he didn't like
the telemetry.
Softs.
Yeah,
he was asking. I don't think Leclerc liked the softs, and I think they put him on the softs twice. They did soft. Soft, hard, or hard. Like they did two softs and a hard, which was strange.
It was an amazing retort from Brundle after Sainz said, "Find the best way to beat Checo," and then Brundle goes, "Best way to beat Checo is to hire Adrian Newey." It's like
he's a literal
Brundle.
Genius.
I love him so. He's still dream guest for the pod. Like number one dream guest for the pod would be Martin Brundle. We're putting it out into the universe.
Oh, I think what was actually incredible was when they were like talking about Max's track limits. Like, what a fucking fascinating thing that he's going over track limits as he's winning by so much.
Yeah.
And they go, you went over track limits. It's black and white flag. And Max is like, where? And they're like, turn 9. And Brundle's like, it was turn 5.
Yeah.
It's like, how does he know more than the fucking guys with all the computers in front of them? And there's like a whole pit wall. How is he so much smarter than all these guys?
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
Okay, well, but we were just talking about the Red Bulls. One of the other storylines is Perez, kind of nowhere in quali, got to get out in Q2. And I think so we were talking about this a little bit about this last week, but the story is that Perez is trying to drive like Verstappen. And he's trying to adapt a new style because the car is built for Verstappen, and he's trying to adjust his driving style to like match Verstappen's because he's still like kind of, that's how, as he sees it, that's his way of actually staying in the hunt. I don't think that it's really working.
Stop trying to beat Verstappen. Just
right.
How about you just get second place?
Just do you and hang around.
Yeah.
And hope.
And literally you'll work forever.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Brian, ain't nothing wrong with a recurring.
That's right. Yeah,
he's trying to become the star, and it's like, dude, you could be a fucking regular on a hit TV show.
Being number one on the call sheet ain't all that, you know.
Yeah,
there's others, you know, being number.
You could be the funny friend.
Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with being the funny.
Ain't nothing wrong with being the funny friend when you're number one.
But if you keep trying to be number one,
right,
you're gonna get fucking fired.
Yeah,
you know. He fucking gave away their entire playbook. He fucked up so badly last week that now everybody knows what their floor looks like.
Yeah.
And leave it to Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny pitched this. Before you crane it up, just throw a fitted sheet under there.
Yep.
Save yourself a ton of competitive advantage.
Yeah, this is Jenny. Yeah, she texted the group chat being like, "I have $1 million idea, maybe $1 billion idea." Yeah,
you take a California King sheet.
Yep.
And you just throw it under the floor, and
you lift the car a little bit, and then you
don't
just
even have to.
Yeah,
you don't even have to. You could just put it on the. You don't even need to lift the car. You could just run it underneath, because it's just it's underneath. It's
right.
The
sure.
You don't
from the front to the back. Yeah.
You just hook it under those important bits.
Right.
And you let the nose.
Yeah, do the work and then over to the rear wing.
Yeah,
and then there you are.
It.
Unless you're Mick Schumacher and you've split the car in half, but then you know what? Then you have bigger problems on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a brilliant idea. Jenny said that it's $100 million idea in the chat, and she said it's more like post laser covering. That's what she said. Laser hair remove. You know, maybe cut that.
Well,
and
it's only if Jenny wants to cut like her telling on herself, but
yeah, whatever. And,
probably cut me being a dick to Jenny.
Oh, I see. Okay, I wasn't sure, and then I was like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, obviously keep that in.
Maybe put it on a loop.
Yeah, put that on repeat. Yeah, you can.
Put that on a loop.
Then the other big story. I mean, there's a lot. The qualifying was fucking rich. Fucking George and Lewis got into a fucking crash.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened there? Do you understand like why that happened?
I think George was tucking in behind signs,
right,
and then I think there wasn't that much time to go in the session, and he needed to get a move on,
right?
Because he was on the bubble,
yeah.
So he was behind sign, like he had to get around sign. He was tucking in behind signs,
yeah.
And then he was like, "I got to fucking get a move on,"
right?
And meanwhile, Lewis was like, "Oh, he's giving me a tow,
right.
And he's letting me through."
Yeah.
But there was like a miscommunication.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
George didn't know. George didn't know that Lewis was coming through, and Lewis thought that George was letting him through.
Yeah, I mean, Gasly impeded twice, wound up getting 2 3-place penalties, dropped 6 places.
It was he out-qualified Esteban, and I was like, there you go.
Right.
And then he was down in 15th or something, 16th,
right.
And I was like, Esteban, he always finds a way to not get murdered on a weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like remember what was the race was it Jeddah that they crashed? Yeah. Ocon just keeps getting away with it. And I know I'm telling myself I'm rooting for Ocon, but I'm like, God damn it, Gasly. You can't make it this easy for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of liking that we're out on Gasly. I'm just kind of liking it, even though I was mad at Esteban Ocon today for what he did on that straight there. But even though then we heard this little tidbit. Yes. So AlphaTauri is doing this, does a podcast. Hey, there are peers, there are competitors, there are ops, as Gen Z would say.
No, I wish them nothing but the best. Although their numbers must have plummeted when Nick DeVries took over podcasting duties.
So they do this podcast, but you know what's actually good about that now is that like Yuki's the story. Yeah. Yuki's the main fucking character.
As he should
be. And they were talking about how, in Monaco or in Baku somewhere that DeVries was late to something and how upset Yuki was that De Vries was late.
Yeah.
And then De Vries is like, yeah, man, like, you got so upset. Like, that was kind of crazy. Like, and Yuki was like, yeah, like, I just don't like when people are late. And he's like, well, you must have been, were you like that with Gasly? Because Gasly's late to fucking everything. He's like, you must not have been like that with Gasly. Like, you must have been just mean to me.
Yeah. He's also implying, like, you're obsessed with Gasly. You definitely gave him a pass.
Right. And then Yuki's like, oh, no. I was really mad at him all the time.
And then the other guy co-signed it. The co-host was like,
the admin.
He was furious. He was furious at him for 3 years.
For 3 years, Pierre Gasly was making Yuki Tsunoda wait.
But here's the thing. You could kind of make Yuki Tsunoda wait when he's making you wait on the track.
Right, sure.
But like Nick De Vries, if you're the slower guy, you should be there first.
Yes. Yes.
I would say, Brian, you're either on time or you completely forget that it's happening. That's your vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty on time. Every now and again, I will completely space and not know that something's
Brian
happening.
is punctual or he doesn't come.
Yeah, but I'd say I'm more punctual than I don't come. Every now,
I'd
say the exception is that every now and again I will just completely space on something.
I'm saying I'm a little worse at being on time, but
you're kind of always there, but you're always like kind of arriving a minute or two after the thing starts.
You showed up 40 minutes late to a dinner recently.
I did?
With me and Harry and Joanna.
Oh, I was late to that. Yeah.
And then you do sometimes forget that things are happening. But I am more consistently like, right.
Yeah. No, I do find I'm especially with like work stuff for the most part, I'm like, I'm like early. I'm an early person. And so I'm with you. It's just like, it's just adding to the Pierre effect.
But Nick,
which is that
like, it's so funny. It's so funny. And Yuki's like, it's not funny to be late.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah, he doubled down. He was like, it's not funny. It's not funny. He's
like, yeah,
rude.
But your reaction. It's like, that I'm upset that you're wasting my fucking time.
Right. Yeah, I'm Yuki Tsunoda. I have places to be and people to see. I'm actually a fucking legend, dude.
I really feel like there's some like coded racism towards him. Like he's just not allowed to have any there's always reactions to his reactions.
Yeah.
He's never allowed to just exist.
Right.
Like
there's always like a calm down Yuki.
Yeah.
There's always like a okay Yuki. It's like no, dude, shut the fuck up.
He's been driving the shit out of this car, and all anybody wants to talk about are his like outbursts, his reactions.
Yeah.
It's like I honestly think that he like if it keeps going this way, I think he's going to get the Red Bull seat next year.
Oh my god, that'd be so.
How do we feel about that? Because I do.
I'm worried. I'd be worried.
I'd be worried.
I'd be worried because Max Verstappen he's a killer and he
ruins the best
people's
he
careers.
Ruins careers. I mean, Perez, very very fine race driver.
Yeah,
is getting fucked.
Right. However, when you look at Yuki, you look at the upside. He's young. He's 23 years old. He's been in F1 for what now? 4 years? This is his fourth year or third year.
Albon was young. Pierre was young.
But he's now leading a team. He is driving extremely well. When I see him out on track, like today, he had, there was this battle happening in the midfield between him and Joe and Hulkenberg. And I was like, Yuki's like out driving these guys. Yuki's got the racecraft. He's no longer as prone to mistakes as he was in his first few years.
He doesn't really make mistakes that much.
He's now, I mean, he did in his early years, but like this year,
he was a kid.
This year he's been like pretty flawless. And he's driving.
Car sucks.
He's outperforming this car. He is outperforming the car. And it's like, if you bring back
Daniel,
Daniel,
a monster start. I mean, De Vries outqualified him because I was looking at this. I was like, oh my god, De Vries outqualified him by like a huge margin. And then I was looking into it. Yuki had a lap time deleted.
Oh yeah,
and then
there you go.
Was like, but I gained no time. Don't
right.
delete my. They were like, It's like, I lost time. I went off and I lost time. And they were like, nope, sorry. And this fucking 5-second penalty he got was such horseshit.
It was bullshit.
I mean, then Esteban Ocon should be in fucking prison for what he did to Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, exactly.
The late move.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's like actually dangerous.
Right.
I mean,
no, he raced him. He raced him hard, and then he took the off road in a way that was not
he
like
didn't even need to take.
He didn't even need to take it. He didn't even need to take it. No, it's true.
Because
it was bullshit.
He didn't have it. It's like I feel like Frank in Succession. You don't have it.
You don't
have it.
You don't have the votes. It's 6-7.
Joe didn't have the votes.
Right. Yeah.
And he didn't have to take the exit ramp. He could have stayed on the Pirelli strip.
Right.
But he was just being a fucking drama queen about it.
No, that was a bullshit penalty. But like, think about it. It's like, don't bring back Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo in his mid-30s. It's like, if you're trying to develop your drivers, Yuki Tsunoda is the best driver in the junior program that you have. He is your next guy. If you're going to give him the shot, it should be Yuki.
No. You put Daniel Ricciardo in AlphaTauri, and you just make sure you give Yuki that final boss.
Yes. Yeah. Right. You kick DeVries out, put Daniel Ricciardo in there, and let Yuki take out Daniel.
Yes.
And then he's ready for Max.
And then he's ready.
Then he's really ready for Max.
School.
If Yuki Tsunoda is the person to take it to Max Verstappen in Formula One, I will literally, I'll cease being a physical being, and I'll explode into vapor and just be like the happiest person. I'll just be pure. He doesn't
even need to take
energy.
it to Max. He just needs to hang around.
Yes.
Just P2. I mean, you have you have a rocket ship. You have the fastest car. Just put it in P2.
Right.
They don't even want him to outperform Max.
Right. They
want him to be like a 10th or 2 behind him.
You know what's awesome though, when I look at these races now and I look at, how Yuki's performing, is that I you know what? I watch the races and I go, Yuki's going to be around for a long time.
Why?
And I just because he's driving well, because he's going, because he deserves to be there. Because the fucking stats speak for themselves. Look at how he's doing. And there was the first couple of years, I was like, is Yuki really going to be around for that long? Is it going to be a couple of years and he's going to be out, and Honda's out now, Honda's, or they're going to Aston Martin, but is Yuki going to be able to survive without the Honda push? And I'm like, no, he's going to be able to survive. He's that bitch, dude. All right, so this race. What are we've kind of already talked a little bit about the takeaways, but for George Russell was kind of a takeaway of this race. George Russell, that start that he got was serious.
Go on.
Well, he started in 12th. And
he got
by
Q2, didn't he?
Yeah. He starts in 12th. By lap 5 or 6, he's in 5th. And I thought that he had gotten a huge advantage when he went off that one time, on the opening lap, on turn 1 or turn 2.
He took an exit ramp.
He took the exit ramp, the same one that Joe took later. And I thought that he Brundle and Crofty were like, did he pass 5 people during that? But how the fuck did he get up so high? But no, it's what happened was he got a great start. He passed Perez. He passed 3 or 4 people. And then he did wind up getting past, I think, one of the Haas's during that on that thing. But I think he was already ahead of them, the Haas, when he went off. And then he was just making his way. But he within 3 or 4 laps, he'd already made his way up to a fighting position where he was going to wind up being in a shot to get the podium, which he wound up getting.
Yeah, he's I would say he's probably we're just going to forget that Max exists for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend Max doesn't exist for the rest of the season.
I like that.
He's the most exciting driver.
Yeah.
Out there right now because he has the highest peaks.
Mm-hmm.
He's either out qualifying Hamilton or he's fucking up catastrophically, or being really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he crashed into his teammate this weekend as well.
Right.
I mean, he caused a crash that knocked Hamilton's wing off. That happened in the same weekend.
Right.
But he's also he's also having these monster starts, bringing it to third, coming right behind Hamilton, fighting off Perez, who's in a fucking.
Yep.
He's like basically in the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
And he was so cheeky at the end of the race where Toto was like, what was it? What was it? He was such a cheeky little bitch.
Well, there was the moment where, first off, amazing moment where he says, raining on turn 5. And they're like, really? And he goes, oh, it's actually just sweat in my helmet.
No, is anybody else reporting this, or just me?
And they're like, just you, George.
It's just you. They said it was such attitude. It's like, were you like talking me off some anxieties? They're like, is it me or is it just? It's just you, Matt. It's literally just you. It felt like It felt like someone dealing with a neurotic person that's always bothering them.
Right.
It's just you, George.
Yeah, and then
must be the sweat in my helmet.
Yeah, because I'm out here working so hard, just working hard for you guys. That's what I do. I'm George Russell. I'm just a hard worker.
He's the most entertaining.
Yeah,
like he's one of those people like you can't you can't vote him off of Love Island. He's just too entertaining.
Right. Thank God he's there.
Thank God he's got like Ekin-Su, where he's
wow,
hot.
that's high praise.
No, but he's hot. He's got he's got the chat.
Okay.
He's got entertainment value and he's chaotic. He's the whole package.
Wow. George Russell is the Ekin-Su of F1.
Well, because here's the thing about Ekin-Su, right?
Uh-huh.
Ekin-Su like presents super like polished.
Uh-huh.
And like her eyes are really big and she's like, I'm just here, I'm just one of the girls, right?
Right.
I'm a girlfriend, I'm a good girl, and then she's somehow that fucking English guy is crawling on his hands and knees, and then all of a sudden
right.
Like, 1 minute you think she's a nice girl, and the next minute like Davide is like yelling at you and
right.
actress,
Right. Yeah. No, he's
How
like
the fuck did she make Davide yell like that? Davide's the chillest guy ever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he presents as Farmer Will, but the reality is he's Ekin-Su.
He's Ekin-Su.
He's Ekin-Su, dude. Yeah, he's a star. He's a star. He gives you a good soundbite. He's got the pace. He's got the chat. He's Ekin-Su.
But see, the thing is, like, Lewis is not always going. I mean, Lewis is a star for other reasons, but Lewis is not going to give you the every week drama.
Right.
He's not going to get.
Right.
He's not going to fucking.
You know what Lewis is going to. Yeah.
He's going to thank everyone back at the factory.
Oh my God, the factory! It's thank everyone back at the factory. Wow, that's what a great win it was. No, it's true. I mean, Russell gave us so many quotes today. I mean, he made the overtake on Sainz, I think it was, or it was maybe on one of the Astons, and no, it was on Sainz. In lap 35, he says he has this great overtake on Sainz, and then his engineer goes, "Solid work there, George," and George goes, "Just solid." The engineer goes, "Pretty good. It was, pretty good, man. Like, what do you want from me?"
Toto Wolff. That was
no. Later it was Toto. Later. At the end,
he
had a moment with
Toto.
Yes, yeah.
All right, you have a big ego for someone who fucking knocked the front wing off of Lewis Hamilton's car. But okay,
that's what George does.
I love George
dude.
Russell. I love George Russell. One of my favorite drivers. I don't know how this happened. What else did he do that was fucking hilarious this weekend? He did something else that was so funny. He was like, when he was feeling the pace, he was like, he just speaks beautifully. He just goes, "We need to look forward, not behind."
Yeah, right.
Just like, what a poetic way to put it. Like, we've got the pace.
Yeah.
We need to look forward, not behind. I'm like, look at you speaking in, didn't know I was in fucking Shakespeare all of a sudden. Jesus.
Yeah, Churchill over here, says Jenny. Yeah, I mean, thank God for him. He had a great race, wound up in P3. There was that moment at the end where maybe Perez was going to catch him, but he was like, "No, I'm fucking staying out." He was barking orders saying that they felt good on the tires. I mean, today was all about tire strat, and it's a little bit difficult to understand like what the fuck goes into that. Anyone who kind of claims to know, I'm like, well, do you actually fucking understand this shit, or is it? But like, I mean, it was either a 2-stop or a 3-stop strategy. They were feeling good on the softs because both Mercs went like 20-something laps in the softs.
Yeah, I feel like they did well on deg this week.
Yeah.
And that was like Aston's thing, is they're good on deg, and now Mercedes is great on deg.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. I mean, they were on softs for a super long time.
Right.
It was also pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the temperature was pretty low. So you have the opposite problem, especially in qualifying, was like getting the tires up to temperature, which I think is what George Russell was having trouble with.
Right.
Getting the tires up to temperature. I think that's where you have someone like Hamilton who's just like a master at,
getting them in the right window,
the car where it needs to go.
Right.
And I mean, I can't say that I'm happy for Mercedes that they figured this out. Because they brought like 9 different upgrades. Like they changed like 9 different parts, which is unusual. Usually, you bring one part at a time, but they were like, fuck it. We're just changing half this fucking car. And now it's looking like they have a decent platform in which to build upon.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can they catch Red Bull?
Yeah.
I think the answer is no, but like,
can they get closer? Can they
get closer?
Can they eliminate the 25-second gap from Lewis to Max? Is kind of the question. How long will that take? Will the limited time in the wind tunnel actually affect that? Toto Wolff after the race was kind of talking about how we have the foundation, we can build towards something now. We know where we're going, and if we know anything about Mercedes, that like once we know where we're going, we're no one's better than us. So like we'll see if they can do that. I mean, I'm selfishly hoping that they can, because I want it to be close. It would be amazing if by the end of the season there was some light at the end of the tunnel for next year.
Is it weird that like it's like thinking about if they start doing better, they're gonna pass Aston Martin, and then they're gonna have less wind tunnel time for next year. Whereas,
sure,
like,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
it's like thinking about like they don't need the money, right? They don't care about Mercedes is already because of the cost cap. They don't. Well, I mean, they're already saving.
No,
money.
Ideally for them, they could get the car good and then just like fuck up the last few races and let Aston kind of have it.
Yeah, because if I'm Toto Wolff, I'm like, what if we threw second place,
right?
So we can maybe get them next year,
right?
Because I'd rather have wind tunnel time than money at this point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think is like, what if you're like, oh, we don't have it this year. Let's just throw this. Because that's what they do in the NFL, right?
Right. Yeah.
They just like, oh, we want the first pick. So they just lose games fucking intentionally.
Right. Yeah. They do that in every league. They kind of do that. There's always like kind of stories of, oh, are they throwing that game? Yeah, it seems like they are. Yeah. They went 0-16. They're, they want that number 1 draft pick. Yeah, I mean, but I think it's more important.
The ball in the last 2 races.
Yeah, but it depends on how close it is, because it's like you'd rather spend the time fighting and getting the car on track where you get that time to actually implement what it actually looks like on track, because like that's the way that they learn. Because I don't really trust their wind tunnel time, because their wind tunnel time said, "Hey, let's go no side pods." How about that? I don't really necessarily trust them in something that's other than real world experience.
Yeah, but the wind tunnel time got them to got them where they are now with this upgrade.
Well, yeah, and also like looking at what every other team has done and kind of copying the other side pods of the other people. It wasn't just pure wind tunnel time. It was like, hey, let's do the side pods that Red Bull has that everyone's kind of ultimately copying.
But I guess if you're Toto Wolff, you're thinking, how do I catch Red Bull not this year, maybe next year or the year after that?
But what needs to happen for that is that Aston needs to actually stick with them, and that's who knows what the fuck's going to happen with that, because who knows if the car is really going to be there, and then even if the car is there, you still have fucking Lance Stroll, whereas you have probably the best driver pairing on the grid at Mercedes with 2 guys that are going to like do well every week. So I don't even know. I mean, right now I'm kind of like, I don't even know if Aston's going to be there for the rest of the season. I don't know if they're going to be able to like. My fear
I think
is
Mercedes is going to beat Aston because they have 2, like you said. But I'm just saying, like, where is Alonso on his? Like, is the Mercedes car actually faster than the Aston car?
Right.
I think the Constructors' Championship is a done deal now. Yeah, there's no way Alonso by himself is going to beat Mercedes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
just a question of like where the absolute pace is.
Well, speaking of Mercedes, also Shakira was in town. You know, we were talking some dating rumors. There were some dating rumors flying around about Lewis Hamilton and Shakira in Miami because she was in Miami and they were on a scene. They were
She
spotted.
has a house in Miami. She has a house in Miami.
Right. They were spotted on a boat together, hanging out, you know, laughing, maybe flirting. Then all of a sudden, Shakira back in the paddock. I don't know, man. All of a sudden, Shakira's taking an interest in Formula One. She's hanging out with Lewis Hamilton. I don't know what's going on there. There's a lot of people getting new girlfriends on this paddock. Charles Leclerc's got a new girlfriend.
Upgrades.
A lot of upgrades happening in more than one.
Spain is where you bring your upgrades, I guess. Everyone's bringing their upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, Charles got a new girlfriend. It looks like, you know, maybe. Yeah, Carlos Sainz might be single. Seems like. You know, people are bringing new up. You know, Lissy McIntosh is dating Marcus Armstrong, and there's a lot of things happening, dude.
A lot of upgrades. They're called upgrades, but we actually don't know. You know, Mercedes is looking like, you know, if Shakira is a Mercedes upgrade, then she's going to be great for Lewis. If she's a Ferrari upgrade, she's going to be horrible. So.
Right. Well, she's also like
are good.
Apparently, she's also riddled with debt. So I don't know what's going on there too. Apparently, Shakira has like huge debt issues.
Really? She lives in a $20 million mansion, and maybe that's part of it.
Well, that's like what when rich people are in debt, they can still like. She has no tax debt. Okay,
tax issues.
Tax issues. Yeah.
Have you ever seen?
She's pending. She's about to be on trial for tax fraud. What to know about Shakira's pending trial for tax fraud in Spain? In Spain.
Wait, she went to the Spanish GP owing 14 million euros to the Spanish government. You know what she needs to do? She needs to get with Lewis's money guy and move with him to Monaco.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe Toto Wolff is just giving her prudent financial advice. Maybe that's what's really happening. And her way in is like, hey, Lewis, like, should we hang out? I really need to talk to Toto Wolff because I don't know what he knows about cars, but I know that he knows how to handle finances.
Maybe a few stock tips before anybody else knows about him. Inside information.
Insider racing, yeah.
Inside.
What else from this?
Trying to make an inside corner.
Yeah.
The inside.
I said insider racing. Insider racing, I think probably works because it sounds like trading. You know. Yeah. So hey, you don't need. Hey, don't worry your little brain over it. I already got it. What were the other big stories? We'll get to. We're gonna get to Ocon and Alonso, I think, because that's gonna be my red flag of the day. But what other moments? Anything else? What are your other big takeaways? Lando. Oh my God, we talked. Stop. Did you talk about my guy Lando?
I mean, Lando.
How you feel about Lando, dude? Come on. Putting that shit on fucking P3 in quali is fucking really P2.
Excuse me. He put it on P2.
P2, dude. P2.
He does this weird thing. I don't know whether this guy's coming or going where he goes. They ask him like, oh, how do you feel P3? He's like, I'm just going to try to hold on. Like, I don't even belong here.
Yeah.
He does this thing like, I'm just happy to be nominated. You
right.
know? But then he kind of goes for it.
Yeah, then he was like a psycho in the first lap.
Psycho. I'm like, wait, which one is it?
Right. Yeah,
which one is it?
Yeah, he got beat by Lewis at the start, and then he kind of stuck his nose in where it didn't belong, and then all of a sudden his wings flown all the way off.
Well, because Max was a cunt to Sainz, and then Sainz had to slow down, then Lewis had to back up.
Right.
And it's like...
And there was like a little gap. There was a little gap there, but it was like there wasn't as much of one that he as the move, you know, seemed like there was.
No, he was tailgating a little bit.
Yeah.
He was tailgating, and it's like if you're just happy to be there,
right?
Then keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
Because he had no. I mean, he had one little thing goes wrong in that start, and you're losing your front wing,
right?
And then you're having the race from hell.
Yeah, I mean, he had a race from hell. It was brutal. It was brutal. I will say that this new livery on the McLaren, I love.
It's tight.
It's sick.
Orange is an accent. It's not a main.
Exactly.
It's a secondary color. It's not a primary color.
Yes, it is. Yeah. No, I mean he stuck his nose where it didn't belong. I did have the feeling this is just like a dumb thought as like a fan, but I was just like, going in lap 1 and replacing your wing, it's like, just go with the broken wing. Just drive with the broken wing. It's not going to be as bad as the time you're losing going in lap 1. Did he get the meatball flag, Jenny? He did? The thing, I thought the shit already... No, he did get the...
He would have. I mean,
would he have? I don't think he would have, because I think the shit already flew off. I think it was already gone.
I mean, I think you're going to lose like 5 to 10 seconds.
Well, then, if that's really what it is...
It feels like that. It feels... Because even when they're going... even like to your eyeball...
Yeah,
it's like they're still going pretty fast.
Right.
But like it adds up. They're going like 5 miles per hour slower.
I know.
You can't visually see it, but that adds up to time.
I know, but it's just
It's just like in a video game when I'm playing the video game, I lose a front wing. They're like, "Come in." I'm like, "Fuck no." I never go in.
Right.
They're like, it's literally like I literally put the game on mute.
Yeah.
Christian Horner will be like, it's time to come in, buddy. Time to come in. I'm like, shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Especially because I always set it to 5 laps. Anything that's why I could never drive F1. I'm like, I do 5 lap races and I want to kill myself. How do these guys do 66?
I know.
We did one karting session, and you love karting. You're like, they're like, you want to go again? I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I did 2 when we were in Indy. I did 2, and the second
sessions.
one I was like, it was also like I was just like I want to get the fuck out of here.
I can't believe you did that after like a 6-day journey.
It was fun, man. I did get into a crash with a kid who I think had the same knee thing that you had.
Oh my God, he whacked his knee.
He was like, I was coming up behind him, and he was like over his shoulder, and so then I passed him, and then he was trying to pass me and kept sticking his nose in, and then one time he stuck his nose in, and we collided, but he just I kept going, he just fucking went into the wall, and then afterwards I saw he was getting out of the thing, and he was limping, and I was like, ooh, that's tough. that's a tough one.
Oh, that's what happens when you try to keep up with the kid.
That's what happens when you try to keep up with the kid. Okay, let's go into our awards, BB. Hottest moment of the day. I'm going to give it to the battle that was going on between Yuki, Zhou, and Hulkenberg, and how that was sexy, and mostly how Yuki looked in that battle, because there was a couple times he made some good passes. They were battling. It was tight there for a while, and ultimately Yuki got the best of all of them, but then got fucked with this bullshit penalty. So I'm giving it to Yuki in that battle.
I'm giving it to Christian Horner. Hugging Max, because I was listening to Dak Shepard talking to Daniel Ricciardo.
Yep.
We'll have an announcement soon. But anyway, I was listening to that, and Dak Shepard asked Daniel Ricciardo who gives the best hugs in F1.
Yeah.
And he said Christian Horner gives great fucking hugs. And Daniel Ricciardo could give good. He's a good judge of hugs.
Right.
You see Max Verstappen getting hugged by Christian Horner, and I was paying attention. I was like, this guy gives great hugs.
Yeah.
He just fucking engulfs Max. And you got to grade him on a curve because he's English, and they're not great at physical touch.
Right.
And so for an Englishman, he gives 12 out of 10 hugs.
Yeah.
And then you see Max goes to give Adrian Newey a hug.
Yeah.
And Adrian Newey gives him the worst fucking hug. It's like a limp dick, dead fish handshake of a hug.
Yeah, it's a Shiv Roy handshake.
And then I felt so seen because Martin Brundle just goes, Adrian Newey is rubbish at giving man hugs. Martin Brundle called out. He's literally called. He was just watching and he goes, Adrian Newey, rubbish at giving man hugs.
I could see. I mean, that makes sense. He was like, Newey's like good with a pencil, bad with a hug.
Yeah.
Brundle the god, dude. Brundle with the fucking with the sunglasses.
Giving analysis
and the
on
cigarette.
everything. On the cars, on the drivers, on the on the
on the interpersonal and the interpersonal dynamics.
How good they are at fucking hugging.
Yeah. Yeah. What a good little tidbit that he gave us there. All right, so yeah, Christian giving the hug. That's your hottest one of the day. What about Daddy of the Day? It's got to go to Alonso being like,
Alonso.
yeah. Being like, I won't fight the Lance. He's safe. Don't worry, Bubby.
It's giving me the vibes of like you're letting your son win.
100%. Yeah.
Like, you know when you play your dad in something and you're like, did you let me win, Dad? And he's like, no, of course not.
Yeah, you're getting good, bud.
You're getting good. Oh, my God, you're so
strong. Yeah, let me feel that bicep. Wow. Feel that. Look at that.
Wow.
That was
so when
definitely...
I used to play pool with my dad and I would like win and I'd be like, did you let me win? He goes, absolutely not. Never. It's literally what dads do. Is they let their son win.
Right. That's like,
but then they say it. Yeah, no. Would you ever let your son win?
Yeah. Would you not?
Well, I'm just thinking like they kind of would know though. I'm just like, he'll beat me eventually.
Yeah. There will come a time. There will be a time
like that. We'll have time for that.
Or what you do is, I mean, it's like I'm thinking about like golf. The golf of it all is that you play with like, a handicap. That's like the whole point of a handicap. Or you start up, or you start like you especially when they're really young. It's like you give them like a head start. And
Did
then
your dad kick the shit out of you in golf?
Yeah.
Did he ever let you win?
I don't think so. No.
It doesn't seem like Glenn would let you.
Not really a Glenn move. Not really a Glenn move. I had to earn it.
How are you
earn
gonna,
it on the course.
All right.
Red flag of the day. All right. I would say I've been previewing it the whole episode. Esteban motherfucking Ocon with this little fucking this little.
He's such a little. He's the kind of guy that like you're roughhousing and then after it's over he'll just throw one extra.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like like he'll just hit you in the nuts after it's over.
Yeah, a little nut tap.
What the fuck? A little nut. It's like that's the kind of guy he is, and he's so subtle about it. Like,
and we said that he only gets in crashes with his teammate, but like Alonso is just he's one step removed. He's a
former teammate.
He was so recently his teammate that he was like, time for me to bring out my little fucking evil alter ego. There's Esty Bestie, and then there's fucking whatever the fuck the other one is. What's the alter ego? What's the opposite of Esty?
Alter ego.
Testy Esty.
Testy Esty. There's Testy Esty.
Yeah, there's Esty Bestie when it's like, oh, look at Esty, he's being fun with this cool little. He loves Spider-Man. We love Esty Bestie. Oh, look, he doesn't know what to do on the podium. He's so relatable. And then there's Testy Esty. When it's his fucking teammate or someone who was too recently his teammate, and he's on a straight doing a late move and putting Fernando Alonso's life in jeopardy.
It's absolutely crazy. The fact that he didn't get a fucking penalty and then Yuki did, just appalling.
Yeah, disgusting.
We've been saying it about Esteban Ocon from the jump. He's like secretly a killer.
Yeah, we gotta give credit to Jesse for. Gotta give credit to Jenny for Testy Esty. That was a Jenny.
Testy Esty. Okay, so I want to give my red flag to. This is from Callista.
Yeah.
That they make Charles and Ferrari makes Charles and Carlos after the race for Instagram do like a little race recap for socials.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like you royally fuck these guys.
Yeah,
they're miserable.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, like here's just do like a minute on what happened.
Right.
This will be good for the brand.
Yeah.
And it's like it just reads like a hostage video.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making these guys relive their trauma?
Right.
Like, how about you wait till you guys win? It's like everybody thinks their job is important. It's like they have a social media guy. It's like we got to put out content. It's like you're actually not thinking about the bigger picture, which is like
right.
maybe this like looks really bad as a brand, and like you're actually putting your drivers through shit.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna heart or like Charles Leclerc being like for the 9 millionth time being like, yeah, we don't know what the problem was.
Yeah.
The right rear or something wrong. We went to Parc Fermé.
Right.
They took apart the car. They don't know what's wrong.
Right.
They literally took apart the whole car, and then they were like, we got nothing.
Yeah, beef. Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Fucking
like maybe the screws weren't in as tight enough. Also, Yuki's penalty got to be red flag of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck, marry, kill the real podium.
The real podium,
which doesn't include Max Verstappen. So it's Lewis, George, and Checo.
Gonna fuck. Whew.
I think I'm gonna marry George.
You're gonna marry George.
I think I'm gonna marry George because you know what? He'll keep it interesting. He'll keep you on your toes.
I agree.
I think I'm gonna fuck Lewis. I think I'm gonna kill Perez.
I'm putting Perez out of his misery.
Yeah, Perez putting him out of his misery. He's kind of giving me the ick right now. He's trying to be something he's not, and it doesn't look good.
It's it's crazy. His pursuit of number one is going to put him out of a job.
Yeah, it's true.
Just run your race, dude. Tortoise in the hair, man. Just fucking run your fucking race.
Yeah. Be your own man. Stop trying to be fucking Max Verstappen.
Honorary mention, though, to Nico Rosberg.
Everybody. Yes.
Amazing. Got to interview Lewis.
Yep. At the track where they famously had their biggest crash.
What's funny is I was trying to like hashtag do research.
Yeah.
And he does these lovely track things.
Yeah.
He drives them like 4 miles an hour and says, okay, this is what you want to do here, what you want to do there.
Yeah.
And he goes through each corner and he tells you how to take them. And he gets to like turn 4 where it happened. And then he literally inserts the footage of the crash, like in black and white.
Yeah.
And then he goes, nothing I want to say about this one. Let's move on.
Yes. Yeah, thank God that he's fucking around doing his thing. Nico said, apparently at one point he said, George apologized to Lewis, which was right. But Lewis needs to apologize to George because his overtake of George meant he would force George to abandon his lap. About the quali incident.
Just an objective observer.
Just trying to be objective. Yeah. He also said, like,
questions.
He was, like, happy for Lewis. Also, Lewis saying, like, gracias, muchachos.
Honestly, sometimes he's kind of he's unpredictable in defeat. Like sometimes when he's Lewis, when things don't go his way, I'm like, oh, let's go. What's he gonna say? Because sometimes he'll become catty,
right?
But when he's like a fucking AI program
for the good
when he wins.
Yeah.
When he wins. Or when he has a good, he didn't win, but when he gets a good, well, when you get rid of Max, he won.
Yeah,
when he does well. He always thanks the locals.
Yep.
And everyone back in the factory.
Yep.
And
let's keep pushing, guys. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah,
let's keep pushing, guys.
We're happy where we are, but we're not going to give up.
Yeah.
It's always like thanks to insert country.
Yeah.
Really love to be here. Thanks to everyone at the factory. Let's keep pushing.
Thank you, everyone at the factory.
Crazy. Also, Max, but Max is kind of robotic too when he wins.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
His is like, that was
what
so
a lovely
lovely
drive that was.
I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, did you have fun though?
Yeah.
It's like you find things to get pissed off about. You're like, what? I went over track limits, but I want the fastest lap. I'm like, why do you care about the fastest lap? Like, that was so crazy. He was going over. He's winning by so much. He's going over track limits because he wants that extra edge.
Yep.
And then he's like, "What's the fastest lap time?" And his fucking engineers are like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck you, I'm going to worry about it. And then he gets the fastest lap anyway, doesn't listen to them.
Yeah, that's what he does. They're like, is Max just not listening to his engineers at this point? And Bruno was like, yeah, I think that's what's happening. He doesn't give a fuck, dude. He's like, yeah, sure. I just won't do it then. I just won't go over track limits. Hey, I'll get the fastest lap regardless. Suck my dick. Yeah, all right. Canadian Grand Prix is going to be not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. Actually, you know what? What's happening? We got a big interview that's going to be next week's episode. Dax Shepard is coming on the pod, people. Daniel Ricciardo's close personal friend, Dax Shepard, is coming on the pod. We're going to obviously have to talk to him about all things Daniel Ricciardo. We need to understand him because what we see we're not sure about. We're going to grill Dax Shepard about whether Daniel Ricciardo still has that dog in him. So that's going to be a fucking great one. We're super looking.
That's going to be our first question.
I feel like that's what we got to talk to him about. That's got to be a lot of it. Does Daniel still have that dog in him? I mean, he's right there. He's on the front lines of all things Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. And but then we got the Canadian Grand Prix. So what are your predictions? Who do you got?
Who gives a shit?
Where do you think?
Max P1.
No, P1 is already the real P1. Who's the real P1? AKA P2.
Alonso Lewis George.
I think George in P1, Alonso in P2, and Lewis in P3, aka P4. Because
here's
Max
a question:
P1.
Do we think that Max is going to win every single race?
Yeah, barring like something crazy happening. I mean, he's a half in qualifying. He's half a second up on everyone. It's him, and then it's a half a second, and then it's everyone else. It's just like he's just unstoppable.
What do we do about this? We stop acknowledging his existence.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
We're like, what a great win by Hamilton.
Exactly. Any
given Sunday on Formula One.
Any given Sunday, someone can get P2. Yeah. Okay, Venkas. Next time we got our interview with Lucas Brody coming out a little bit later this week, aka one of the broadcast boys. We're talking all things New York City and his experience meeting Max and Checo and Daniel and Yuki. If you saw some of his clips that went crazy viral of him, talking to them. So you can check that out coming out later this week. And then next week we got Dax Shepard. Big things happen for the pod, baby.
Big tings,
baby. All right. Until next time. Goodbye, Venkers.
Bye, Venkers.
Now we have a bunch of fucking Venkers.